should I do for a thumbnail for this? I guess we can figure that out later. Hey guys, what's up? Guess what day it is? It's the Logic love letter. So I've been holding this off for a long time just because a series of things happened. I got sick, and then just busy with work, and I just wanted to make sure I had everything ready for when I did this interview. I even have my phone with me with all my notes I did for this, just to make sure that I don't miss anything. So let's get into it. So let's talk about how I discovered Logic. So I discovered Logic indirectly. I was actually really into Childish Gambino at the time, and I set up a Pandora station for Childish Gambino, and Metropolis came on for Logic, and I was like, okay, this guy's got some beats, I like what he's saying. And then it really threw me off when he went into this skit, and he's just talking to this girl on the train, they're flirting, and she's just like messing around with him, saying like, oh, I've never heard of Quentin Tarantino. Well, no, that's not what he said. It was like, but I want to know what your favorite Quentin Tarantino film is. And he's like, oh, well, you know Pulp Fiction? She's like, yeah, but I don't remember what was in it. And I just thought it was pretty funny. And like, that was just totally different for me because at the time I was really into like EDM, and having just gotten into Childish Gambino, I was getting into like story bits of songs where like it wasn't just about the songs and the beats, it was about like there's a story, and then Logic kind of just took that further with like skits and stuff, and I actually just kind of shrugged him off. Actually, I didn't really hit him up. It was I was just really into Childish Gambino, like I said, and I just kind of forgot about Logic. And then a little bit later, Chris started listening to Logic, and I was like, oh yeah, I've heard this song. And like, yeah. And we were just listening to Under Pressure in his car, and I had like listened to the song part of Under Pressure, because Under Pressure is a really long song. It's like 7 minutes long, and there's just like 4 minutes of it. It's just Logic talking about how he doesn't talk to his family anymore. He has his brother calling him, he has his sister calling him, he has his dad calling him, and then he's like, dear family, I'm sorry I'm busy, you know, I wish you well, I wish I wasn't gone. And then at the end of the song, his dad's talking to him from way later. He's kind of reconciled at this point. Anyway, we'll get into that later. And I'm really weird with music because I'll listen to a song, and if I don't like the song within like 3 seconds, I'll just like totally skip it and write it off. But then I'll listen to it like months later, and I'll be like, why did I miss this song? This song is so good. So I'm trying not to do that as much anymore. And that was kind of what happened to me with Logic, because a lot of Logic's good songs tend to have like story elements into it. It's not so much about the beats. And that's kind of why I kind of slept on Logic. I didn't get into him really until way later in the game. I started to really get into Logic when his Incredible True Story album came out, because I saw a Rolling Stones interview with him, and he had like this kind of Childish Gambino vibe with him. Like, they'd get into really deep topics, and it was just kind of surprising. I don't know why. So more about the interview, he's talking about how the albums he's releasing represent him in different stages of his life. Under Pressure was him in his childhood, and then The Incredible True Story is where he is now. And then in the interview, I was surprised because I didn't realize he was biracial like me. And then and then just like his genuine attitude and everything just really attached me to him. Granted, his story of growing up is like way different from mine. Like I've had a lot of privilege in my life not to grow up the way he did. Like, he grew up around drugs, violence, poverty. His mom was racist. It's just that could have been me. Logic represents what could have been me. Okay, and I gotta read this one. So, in the interview, he's talking about this song And then I know what it is now because he just released it in the Everybody album, but it's a lyric from African. It's, I feel the Aryan in my blood, it's scarier than a blood. Been looking for holy water, now I'm praying for a flood. I feel like time been passing me by, slower than a slug. That line just hit me like, whoa. Pun intended, if you get that. One, just the flow is freaking amazing, besides me just butchering it. I'm not the type of technical rapper that he is. Two, it's just super deep. It's like, I feel the Aryan in my blood. It's scarier than a blood. Which is funny because it just is telling of Logic trying to identify with both his black side and his white side and not really associating with one or the other. Three, it just hyped me. Like, whenever I hear that type of flow where it's just like and I'm like, whoa, like this is so good. And then after that interview, I just went on YouTube and I typed in the Incredible True Story and I just boom, sat down, listened to that whole album. I fucking loved it. This is so good. And then from then on, I was in it. So I actually kind of listened to the albums out of order. It was Incredible True Story, Under Pressure, because I had to go back and listen to the entire album. Bobby Tarantino, Everybody, and then the Undeniable mixtape, which is my current favorite because it's just so raw. Like, go listen to that. And the reason I say that is because I'm going to present these tracks in no particular order. It's really just in order of how I ended up loving it, and then like just where it hooked me the most relative to other songs. Because like with Under Pressure, like I would just kind of not like one song initially, but then later on it'd be like, whoa, for some reason I really like this song. And I know some of you are going to be like, oh, why didn't you include this song? I got Andre who was already telling me that. Really, these aren't all just his best songs. These are just all songs that just really resonate with me the most, that I really fuck with. It's just like, it connects with me on like an emotional level, whether it's like about real life problems, relationships, friends, family, just all that kind of stuff. And just, that's really what I liked most about this track list. That being said, go and listen to all the albums that are presented in this track list. They're all great. It's just, it would be a crime for me not to say listen to all of his albums, because they're all just separate bodies of work. Like with Everybody, you can't, there are songs, well, they're not really songs, there are bits in there that are meant to be listened to as start to finish, not just like I put the album on shuffle. So with that being said, let's get into the songs.
Work so fucking much, my greatest fear is I'ma die alone. Goddamn, we at it again. Me and my homies that know me blowing up like the Taliban.
I didn't realize the amount of downtime I have while I'm doing this.
Little brother, this is your sister, you're busy, I get you, but I insist you call me back cause I miss you. I wish you well, I wish you would call. Cause lately you feel like I'm just not your sister at all. Hey son, this is your father, don't mean to bother. How are you? Heard you were in town, but I never saw you. Tried to call you, where are you? In Paris? What a beautiful destination in Paris, right by the Eiffel. Come now, please don't be spiteful of all my small talk. I don't know how to tell them this shit, so just hit me back whenever you got some time, man. More shit on your plate, you ain't gotta hit me down, but if you do, I appreciate it. Hit me back, love you, do your thing. It's meanwhile, people outside of my blood asking for favors. I don't owe you a fucking thing, you best switch your behavior. True, tell me sister, how your child? Come now, girl, give me a smile. Come on, girl, don't do me foul. Sorry I ain't called before, but I'm calling you right now. I heard you was popping E, stop resorting to the vow.
Ooh. Alright, Under Pressure. Long song. I thought it was 7 minutes. It's actually 9 minutes. So that's like 3 minutes of rapping, and then the 6 minutes after that is a combination of like 1 minute of rap, and then the rest is just like a skit. Which, that's pretty insane, considering you wouldn't think a hit would be 9 minutes long. Most hits are like 3 minutes, and like put it on radio, we're done. But let's talk more about the content of the song. In the song, he's talking about his struggle with coming up, being famous now. He hasn't been talking to his family. His sister's having issues. She said, lately, I don't feel like your sister at all. She's struggling with being raped, abused. His dad's calling him, telling me like, hey, hook me up, son. Like, his dad's just being a scumbag. And then his brother's calling him like, hey, I know it's your birthday coming up. You ain't gotta call me, you know, I know you're busy. So it's like some people understand, and then some people are just like, hey, hook me up. And he's like, that's why he's like, if you ain't in my plug, don't call me asking for favors. And then at the end of the song, I don't know if I'm gonna include that just because I'm trying not to like put like an hour and a half on this camera. I don't know if we can do it. But his dad calls him back and he's like, hey son, you know, I've cleaned myself up. He's like kind of joking around. He's like, I don't want to hear you hanging out with the Illuminati or else I'm gonna have to kill you. So that's kind of Logic is trying to reconcile with his dad. But yeah, other than that, it's just a really good song. It's a feeler. It's a, I don't know. If I say it's a banger, then people might argue with me, but it's a good song nonetheless. Soul Food. Soul Food. Let's get into Soul Food. Goddamn, conversations with legends. Crazy how one day your idols can turn into your very welfare. Food stamps, just stealing from the stove. Come home and see an eviction notice picked to my door. Can't take no more. Mama on drugs, daddy MIA. What can I say? Sit down for this one, kids.
Swear this music in my jeans like denim. Lyricism seeping them like venom. Yes, I know the flow hotter than Lucifer, even though heaven sent him. See my vision as I've elevated in prison. Open your eyes, despise lies, so with deadly precision. So when people that never knew me, they tell me that I changed, that my music is different and my vision's rearranged, I just stop.
Woo! Soul Food. How does it not just like hype you up? Alright, first off, great exposition there. He's talking about his childhood, how his dad's on drugs, eviction notice on his door, just trying to be a kid, just trying to be a normal kid that plays around, and then you get that tempo shift in the middle, just man, so hyped about that song. Just like I remember sitting in my car, and then I waited for that tempo shift, and then fast forward. And then flash forward, he's just talking about how like the struggles he's having being famous and all that stuff. Like trying to give the fans what they want. You know, the fans, they push and they shove, but they want what they want. I just gave him another 100. Like he's just saying like, I just gave him this, they want more, and it's like yeah, it sucks, but it's kind of good that your fans want more. Anyway. The next song, we got 44 bars. We got a feeler. And I'm sweating in here. To my side.
London talking to rhetoric about my life and shit. I thought the album was finished, but I keep writing shit. It's kind of funny how life changed and rearranged. No matter what happens, everything ain't gonna be the same. Understood that the power was harnessed in that basement. It ain't about the money and notoriety. It's about the people and making a difference in society. But don't get it twisted, this life I'm living is like a movie. At least I don't drink to avoid the hurt, we call that champagne.
Ooh, that line though. At least you don't drink to avoid the hurt. We call that champagne. Ah, killed me. I remember I heard that and I was like, ooh, that's so good. This is just the type of song that you listen on repeat. I remember, I forget what I think it was Kevin Durant in that interview. I think Logic was saying like Kevin Durant was listening to 44 bars just riding on his bike. And when I heard this for the first time, I was like, oh, this is great, because he's not done. He's still writing. Because when this came out, I didn't realize it was a mixtape. So he still had a whole studio album to go. This was just like, the fans wanted it, so he gave it to them. I don't know, I could just listen to this song on repeat. Like, I could be driving in my car, just in deep thought about stuff, and it's just so somber and melodic. It's just, what else is there to say? I don't know. It's good. Alright, and now we're getting into some juicy bits of history with me, with this little somber song intro.
And I was hoping 3 stacks and big would assemble again. Drop the politics and bring us together again. Maybe if I go platinum, they'll remember me then. Maybe if I go platinum, they'll remember me then. Yeah. But I'm not defined by the sales in my first week. Cause in my mind, the only way I fail is my verse week. As I look in the crowd, I see thousands of different faces compiled of different races, gathering from different places. I just contemplate. Shout out to those who can't relate. I'ma get up today. I don't know how, but I'ma find a way. Looking for the sun in a world of gray. Feeling like my dream is a world away.
Alright, well, I gotta cut this video for now, but I'll be back soon, I promise. Alright guys, I'm back. And guess what else I got? The freaking Everybody canvas. It only took 2 months because they just couldn't anticipate the demand. And now my only thing with this is I gotta find a frame for this bad boy. But anyways, it's a new day. I had to stop the recording last time because my camera was dying and I needed to charge it. That's the bad thing with this camera. It only lasts for like about a few hours and then it's just done. But anyway, let's get back to what we were talking about last time. I believe we ended on intro. And intro, yeah, that has some interesting and somewhat private history for me. I remember when I really got into it was when I liked this girl, and I remember I was in her car and I was like, and I think it was after we got out of a bar or something, and I was like, yeah, you know, I'm just gonna say it, fuck it, I really like you. And she's like, whoa, really? Because I kind of like you too. And I was just like, oh my god, this is a Cinderella moment here. And I remember just driving home, I had that song on, and I just like didn't have a care in the world. I was so happy. But it also kind of, I can't really listen to it anymore because that relationship with South real bad, and it kind of reminds me of it every time I listen to it. But so, good and bad there. And then what do we got for the next one? The next song, Growing Pains 3. Let's throw that on.
I need Nikki, where is Nikki? Baby girl, please come and get me. Now I'm older, shit is trippy, but I know that God is with me. I lose my anonymity and become one with the enemy. Tell me would that be the enemy? Feel like nobody in front of me, I can feel the vibe. For dinner, I'm able to set the table till I snap out the fable. When that TV turned off and I realize I'm back in hell.
Alright, Growing Pains. So, right off the bat, it's one of those songs where it goes into a dialogue for a minute, it sets up the skit. It's a gang-related incident, his homie's getting shot up on the block. Logic's like freaking out, he's like, I need Nikki, where is Nikki? And then he just relapses back into his childhood with his drugged up and fucked up parents, and like he's like watching TV just to distract himself from the harsh reality around him, acting fake to pretend that he's okay. And then I gotta pull up that lyric here. Yeah, there's this line at the end where it's like, I'm able to set the table to snap out the fable when that TV turned off and I realize I'm back in hell. Like that line is so powerful. Like you can just feel his situation. Like the rhythm, the pacing is just like whoa. Like he's going through some stuff. Yeah, it just gives me chills. And it's... Yeah, okay. So I wrote it down. It was like, it just gives me imagery from my childhood because I went through a similar situation where he's like trying to distract himself from the realities going on around him. And obviously my situation wasn't as bad as his. My parents weren't like going through the things his were. But that's a topic for another day. The next song we got here, well, the next song is Black Spiderman.
I've been feeling so down, I think they should know now. I think they should know what's up. Yeah. Hey. I ain't here to pick and choose, I ain't here to sing the blues. I'm just here to spread the clues, I'm just here to spread the news. Everybody know I do. Listen, I ain't ashamed to be white, I ain't ashamed to be black. I ain't ashamed of my beautiful Mexican wife, as a matter of fact. I don't be fucking with that. I'm just as white as that Mona Lisa, I'm just as black as my cousin Keisha. I'm biracial, so biracial. Like what's up?
I am recording something right now. Black Spiderman. This song just makes me so happy. It literally is like a church choir like kind of feel. It's like everyone's singing along. It's so soulful. And as me as a biracial person, it's just so relatable. It's like, I don't want to be black, I don't want to be white, I just want to be a man today. And I feel like it can be relatable for other people as well, you know? Because people don't want to be defined by the color of their skin, they want to be defined by the type of person they are. And then Damian Hudson's vocals, just beautiful. It's God, dude, like, Black Spider. I can't do it justice, I'm not even going to try. Alright, on to the next one, Anziety.
California, the heart of Hollywood. I stood next to my wife in a line surrounded by hundreds of other people on their way to watch Star Wars when suddenly I was engulfed in fear and panic. Scared. I am human. I am a man, but I look in the mirror and I see a child. This horrible feeling is going to kill me. No, this feeling, this anxiety is nothing. I have anxiety, just like you. Person I wrote this for, and together we will overcome this feeling. We will remember, despite the attacks and constant feeling of our mind and body being on the edge, that we are alive. We will accept ourselves as we are, and we will be happy with the person we see in the mirror. We will accept ourselves and live with anxiety.
Oh, that song, man. That might very well be my favorite song on the Everybody album. It's such a good, it's a feeler, it's got a lot of elements to it. Again, another relatable song with people with anxiety, me being one of them. Like, the tempo, the beat, like, how they're like, everything is fine, everything is so fine. And then they go into like, I'm gonna get up in your mind right now. It's like going through an anxiety attack. It's like, everything's fine. And then suddenly you're like, I'm dying. I'm literally dying. Like, I need to get out of this situation. I need to run away. And that's a beautiful thing. I know one person in particular, and I think of her every time I listen to this song. And it's almost like a daily thing for her. And I see it and I'm just like, I wish I could take it all away. I wish you didn't have to deal with it. Because as much as it makes you a stronger person, it's just something terrible to have to deal with. Alright, let's start listening to Nikki.
I can feel you in my lungs, feel you in my veins. Bloodstream, only way to make it to my brain. I tried some others, but man, they just not as good as you. All these other bitches on my dick, but I can't fuck with that. You're the only girl I need, I gotta have you back. Even though you're turn my lungs black. We've been together like 10 years. Goddamn, took me as a young man. Every day I wonder who I am. Who will I be? Where will I go? What will they write up on my grave? A free man born as a king, who died as a slave. I love it when you're fresh. I love it when I take your top off and we share the same breath. I hate it that I need you, Nikki, but I love it when I feed you, Nikki. Nikki, slave for you. I'm a slave for you, Nikki. I'm a motherfucking slave for you.
So let's talk about Nikki. Nikki is a funny song because when I initially heard it back when I was first rolling through the Under Pressure album, I thought he was talking about some girl, but it honestly should have been obvious to me. But I didn't realize until later when he was talking about it in an interview that he's talking about cigarettes and his addiction to cigarettes. And I was just like, mind blown. Oh, can we just talk about this line? I love it when you're fresh. I love it when I take your top off and we share the same breath. I hate it that I need you, Nikki. Whew, that line is just so sexy. It's like, ooh, okay. It's getting kind of hot here. I've always kind of been around cigarettes, whether it's like my peers, my friends, etc. I've always just kind of been around it. I haven't been able to escape it. And my stance has always been like, if you smoke cigarettes, I don't want anything to do with you. That was until my friend Jesse started smoking cigarettes. Then my stance kind of was relaxed, because Jesse's like one of my best friends. Like, I would never just cut him out of my life unless he did something much worse than smoking cigarettes. And then once Jesse once Jesse stopped smoking cigarettes, then I was like, I kind of want to smoke cigarettes. But I never really got into it. I only, I rarely ever smoke, and it's like when I'm like a little buzzed or something, or I'll just have like a couple puffs. Who is texting me? And this song is kind of like my gateway to that. Can you stop texting me right now? I'll get back to you, Kyle. Anyway, like I was trying to say, this song is kind of my gateway to cigarettes. Like, I listen to this song and I want to smoke, but I don't. Like, if that makes any sense. If it doesn't, oh well. Alright. Next song, Dear God. Okay.
Sometimes it's so hard to believe in. Dear God, I think it's time we had a conversation. These lonely nights is getting to me, so my mind is racing. I think about this life I live and all the shit I'm facing. More secrets in my mind than a Freemason. I get lonely at times, and then I write these rhymes. I'm only human, I wanna hit the club and fuck a dime. But I know that's not the answer to my problems. Lord help me solve them. Disintegrate and dissolve them, laying in bed with a girl I'm pretty sure is my next. Contemplating the sex while I think about my ex. Am I wrong?
I really wish my camera would stop doing that. It stopped recording like 30 seconds into the song, and I didn't even realize until after I was done with the song, so whatever. If you want to listen to the rest of the song, just Dear God, YouTube, you know, Undeniable Mixtape, hit it up. So my friend Kyle, shout out to Kyle, introduced me to the Undeniable Mixtape, and this was my entrance into that mixtape. That mixtape is so good. It's probably my favorite mixtape album right now, so trust me, go check it out. But anyway, that opening line, Dear God, I think it's time we had a conversation, like trying to reach out, and then that's so like, oh, that reminds me of my childhood, being brought up Christian and all that nonsense that I'm not gonna get into. In the song, Logic he just sounds lonely. He's like surrounded by like people. He's like waking up next to bed, just want to fuck a dime, but like contemplating the sex, and it's just he just sounds like he's by himself. And then he talks about his childhood with this vivid imagery of his mom like choking him out or something, like trying to kill him. Whether or not that's real or not, he never confirmed that. But that's just crazy. Don't you want me, mama? Don't you love me, mama? What the fuck? Like, whew. Long story short, this song just catches you off guard and makes you want to like ugly cry into someone's shoulder. It's so good. Let's get into 500 Days of Summer. Could you imagine if there was 500 Days of Summer? God, that would be great.
I love her smile, I love her hair, I love her knees, I love this heart-shaped birthmark she has in the neck.
Now I'm feeling like a fool, cause I cut that time months ago, this girl is cruel.
I hate summer. I hate her crooked teeth. I hate her 1960s haircut. I hate her knobby knees. I hate her cockroach-shaped splots on her neck. I hate the way she smacks her lips before she talks.
She used to be my girl, but now she just a girl I'm fucking. She used to pocket a pussy, be that good. Cause my feelings involved, till my shorty evolved. This is a letter to the woman of my dreams. Love what she brings, so listen baby girl, cause everything ain't what it seems.
And that brings us to the last song, 500 Days of Summer. That song's got me feeling a ways, let me tell you. With everything that's happened in the past couple of years, it's just like, it's like the undeniable mixtape is just a flashback to recent events that just makes me feel pain. It's like Logic just doesn't want me to forget about past relationships. So this is a story of boy meets girl, and the boy is just not happy until he finds the girl, and then he does, and then things get hairy. And you can hear it in the song. It's like, in the beginning he's like, I love her weird freckle, I love the way she smiles, and then like, fast forward like, later he's like, I hate her cockroach-shaped mark on her neck, I hate her crooked smile, her 90s haircut, and it's just like, whoa, that relationship went to hell and back. Oh, let me get this lyric. She used to be my girl, but now she's just a girl I'm fucking. Oof. Yeah, that brings back memories. Yeah, this powerful lyric right there. How could a pussy be that good? Yeah, I've definitely used that lyric a couple times in my Snapchat and Instagram. But folks, that brings us to the end of the Logic love letter. It's been a long time coming. I'm glad I finally did this one. I hope I did justice to Logic. He's probably not gonna watch this, but if he does, dude, keep doing what you're doing. I know you're only doing one more album, and then you got your whole Elysium music group thing that you're doing. I wish you good luck and success with that. I know you got it, dude. So I don't know what I'm gonna do for the next love letter. We'll see how that goes. The way I do these videos is kind of just like whatever pops up in my head. I know a lot of you have been wondering about what happened to the vlogs. They're not gone. It's just people. A lot of interesting stuff doesn't happen in my life. I'm just a regular guy. So when y'all are like, oh, just record your life, I'm like, you guys aren't gonna want to watch it. I'm not gonna want to edit it. It's just, don't make me do it. But I am going to Florida in a week, and that is going to be a vlogging experience because I'm going to Disney World, Universal, and then Miami, bitches. So stay tuned for that. That's going to be out soon. Well, soon, probably like 2 weeks, because that's going to be a lot of footage to edit. But guys, thank you for watching. If you liked it, leave a like. Remember to subscribe, comment below, and I'll see you next time.